Let me describe a scene that happened to you today, probably within the last hour. You're scrolling on your phone, maybe Instagram, maybe Twitter, maybe you're trying to open an email. Suddenly, it stops, the screen freezes, nothing moves, so you tap it, once, twice, harder, then you start tapping faster, like your finger is trying to wake up a sleeping cat. The app doesn't care. Your taps don't do anything. The phone's processor doesn't register pressure. It only registers touch location. Tapping harder doesn't send a stronger signal. It sends the exact same signal. But you do it anyway. I do this. Everyone I know does this. And for years, I thought it was just frustration. A tiny tantrum. Me yelling at a machine that can't hear me. But then I started paying attention. Why tapping? Why not shaking? Why not blowing on the screen like an old Nintendo cartridge? Why specifically tapping? And why increasingly harder? So I looked it up, and it turns out there's real neuroscience here, and it's not just about being angry at your phone. Let me walk you through it. First, you need to understand something called learned helplessness reversal. That's a fancy way of saying your brain hates feeling powerless. When an app freezes, you're powerless. There's nothing you can do except wait or force quit. Both feel like failure. So your brain searches for an action, any action, even a useless one. Tapping the screen is the closest thing to doing something that your phone offers. So you tap. But here's where it gets interesting. Tapping harder when the screen is frozen is actually a throwback to physical objects. Think about it. In the real world, if something doesn't move, you push harder. A stuck drawer, a jammed door, a jar lid that won't open. More force equals more result. Your phone looks like a physical object. It feels like a physical object, but it doesn't obey physical rules. The screen is a digital surface. It doesn't care how hard you press. It only cares that you pressed. But your brain doesn't know that in the moment. Your brain reverts to physical world rules. It didn't work. Push harder. This is called perseveration. Your brain repeats an action with increased intensity because the failure feels of its problem, not a logic problem. I remember one time my phone froze while I was trying to order food. I tapped it so hard my finger hurt. Then I looked at my finger and thought, what am I doing? This is plastic and glass. I can't tap it into submission. But I did it anyway, and I'll do it again, because that reflex is faster than thought. Now, here's the part that blew my mind. There's actually a name for this in human-computer interaction research. It's called the ruthless tap. Researchers have studied it. They put cameras on people's phones while apps froze. Almost everyone tapped faster and harder as time went on. Some people started tapping with 2 fingers. One person in the study tapped with their knuckle. The average person taps 4 to 6 times on a frozen app before giving up. That's about 3 seconds of tapping. Then they force quit. Then they reopen the app. Then they do it all over again if it freezes a second time. The researchers called it digital displacement behavior. You're not trying to fix the phone. You're trying to fix your own frustration. The tapping is a pressure release valve. Each tap lowers your stress by a tiny amount. Even though it doesn't help, it feels helpful. And here's the weird paradox. Tapping actually makes the problem worse on some phones. On iPhones, rapid tapping can trigger zoom or accessibility features. On Androids, it can open the app switcher. You're not fixing the freeze. You're adding new problems. But you don't care, because the tapping isn't about solving the freeze. It's about surviving the freeze. It's about doing something while you wait. Think about it. What's the alternative? Sitting still, staring at a frozen screen in silence? That feels unbearable. Tapping gives you agency, fake agency, but the feeling of agency is real. This is the same reason people tap their foot while waiting for a slow computer, or click their pen repeatedly during a long meeting, or drum their fingers on the table. Your brain hates stillness when it's frustrated. Movement is medicine. So the next time your phone freezes and your finger starts attacking the screen like it owes you money, don't feel stupid. You're not stupid. You're just a human being who expects the world to respond. And when it doesn't, you try harder. That's not a bug. That's a feature. But here's a trick I learned. Next time your phone freezes, instead of tapping, say this out loud. It's frozen. I'll wait 3 seconds. Then count to 3. Your brain hears your voice and calms down. The tapping urge disappears. Try it. It feels ridiculous. It works. That's the weird thing I learned today. Hey, if you've ever attacked your phone screen with a furious finger, you're not alone. And if you want more weird explanations for digital glitches and brain reflexes, hit subscribe. I read the papers so you don't have to. No tech support, just curiosity. Thanks for tapping into this video. Now go force quit that app. See you next time.